Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Body Mastery with Stan. And I tell you, I am so excited about talking with you today, Stan, because I've been having some interesting experiences and I wanted to just troubleshoot with you because I know if I have questions, being that this is one of my areas of study, I know that there are many, many other people who also have questions. So I've been learning recently about ways to improve the strength of my knees because, last month we talked about knees
Mhm.
and I saw two different things. One was this idea of walking backwards and
Mhm.
also walking backwards with weights. And so I wanted to get your thoughts on that. And then the other thing was I had this interesting experience with rebounding because, I go through my cleanse 4 times a year. And this year I said, wow, you know what, let me take my cleanse to the next level and let me go ahead and integrate doing rebounding with my cleanse. Well, my knee blew up like a blowfish and started giving me so much pain. There was so much inflammation and pain in my knee. And I don't know if it's because I was doing it the same time as I was doing my cleanse. And so it just happened to be, those things happening together, or if it's because I shouldn't be rebounding, or maybe I was doing something wrong with my rebounding or doing it too excessively or something. So I want to get your thoughts on those two things.
Well, I think there's a lot of dynamics, and that's a great question, and also a great awareness of what's going on in your body. And the
Mhm.
more that you're in tune with what's happening, and you do the right things, now you're going to become aware of the experiences that follow it, and you're just not going to attribute it to I'm getting old, I can't do
Mm.
this anymore. And so when you bring a multiple of dynamics together, so you did a cleanse
Mhm.
and now you're doing rebounding. Rebounding is one of the major ways to cleanse your lymphatic system. And when the lymphatic system, for those that don't
Mhm.
know, it's like your
Mhm.
body's garbage dump. It's where things collect. And if it gets plugged up, it's kind of like a sewer
Mhm.
that gets plugged up. Let's say your sewer gets backed up and you go to flush the toilet, it's not going to go anywhere. And this is
Mhm.
what happens in the body. So, what you did was, as you were doing this cleanse, you probably opened up some gateways in your body and
Mhm.
detoxifying. But all that toxification, it doesn't leave the body unless you're doing it pretty regularly. It doesn't leave the body and it kind of goes elsewhere. And if our lymphatic system is plugged up, well,
Mhm.
now you go into the rebounding. That's a fantastic way to engage the lymphatic system. Um,
Mhm.
you're going to start to notice some aches or some discomfort, or you could even have
Mhm.
headaches when you really start to do a detox because
Mhm.
you're
Yeah.
ridding your body of those products. Now, you engaging in the rebounding, maybe that lymphatic area behind your knees was
Mhm.
plugged up. Okay. So,
Mhm.
there's major components throughout our body, and the knees, behind the knee, is one of those areas. So it's
Hmm.
kind of interesting that you would bring that up just after a detox and then
Mhm.
go to rebound, engaging the lymphatic system, and then having the pain at the knees. And
Mhm.
also, what is the other positioning of our body when we go to that rebounder? So
Hmm.
it's the position of the body that we take to the activity that gives us the condition afterwards. Did I make
Hmm.
sense there?
So when you say the position, what are you referring to with regards to rebounding?
So if I take a body that's sat in a chair for 6
Mhm.
hours in a day, and I've given myself the ability to go from my chair to the bathroom, walk to the
Mhm.
kitchen, grab a glass of water, sit back down, and
Mhm.
I've done a total sitting time of 6 hours. Now my
Mhm.
back, I don't know what position my back is in. So if my back is curved like this, which most people are because
Mhm.
they're leaning over the desk, they've got their shoulders rounded, their heads forward, they're looking
Yeah.
down at their keys, their
Yeah.
back, their lower back is round. Now you take this body to a jumping up and down,
Yeah.
guess what is taking up the pressure? The knee. So now we're taking a body that's doing this, and I'm hoping I'm being a hand artist here, and I'm putting this pressure here, or I'm trying to stand up straight to compensate. Now I'm putting excess pressure on the back side of the knee, and I'm creating pressure on the front side of the knee, patella area, and those the compression, the little discs on each side, the cartilage. It is out of alignment. Now I'm putting excess pressure, and I go, that stupid rebounder. Right?
That's what I did. I stopped doing the rebounding. Well, I started massaging the knee with copaiba oil to cut down on the inflammation and to help with that kind of situation. And then I was like, okay, I'm not rebounding anymore.
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And this is what happens, Michelle, is that I hear this so often. I was at the automotive store, and this guy was just telling me of all the elements that are going wrong in his body. And I gave him my card, and I said, hey, listen, I help people become pain-free. And he said, well, how do you do that? And I kind of gave him a little snapshot. And the lady next to him, the manager, says, my husband did those exercises and they don't work. I never met her husband. Okay. And this is what happens, is that we try something and it doesn't work because we're not prepared for it. And so we're setting ourselves up to judge the entire system based on our ill will of experience going to the activity. Like, it's like if you were to get into a kayak on smooth water, it's one experience. If you were to get into a kayak on rapid water, it's another experience. And if you got into a kayak the first time and got on the rapids and you just did nothing but get capsized, you'd say, I hate that. I would never kayak again. And it's the same thing with our body. So, this is the awareness of, okay, what is the position of my body? One thing I might recommend is take a video while you're while you're on the rebounder. Just take a video of yourself.
Okay.
And you're not going to publish it, but just take a look at what's going on in your body. What are you doing? Where are your feet positioned? How is your back shaped? How is your head? What are you doing with your arms? Are you bouncing heavier on one side than the other? Was it both knees that bothered you, or just one?
Just one.
Just one. So I would be really curious as to how much imbalance you were pressing on that one, if there was favoritism of the flexion or extension of the knee. So
I know that knee is my weaker knee. That's my more problem knee. If anything goes awry, it's usually that knee.
Okay. So why is that? You said your right knee?
Yep, my right knee.
Okay. So why is your right knee the one that gives you the trouble?
Something must be off. I know I must be from everything, from walking, everything must be off somehow to create the weakness in that particular knee.
Okay. So what you could, a simple thing that you could do without a person like me is just take a full view of your body. So put shorts on. Here again, you're not putting this out on the internet. Okay. And I'm just going to suggest, don't put it on the internet. Okay. So take a full frontal view of your body. So wear biker shorts and a sports bra, no socks, no shoes, no gloves. Don't wear a sweater. Okay. And take a picture of yourself and see what you look like. See where the hip position is. See where the shoulder position is. See if you're off center. I mean, it's a simple thing that you can do. Look at your feet. Are one rolling in than the other? So there's a different pressure. And as you're walking, are you noticing that maybe there's more pressure on the heel of one foot than the other. These are just self awareness exercises that you can do yourself. And you can go, wow, I'm really off. I need Stan's help, or I need Dr. Michelle's help. And it is taking the time, because you are the most valuable asset that you have. Okay. Next to you is time. Time is not money. So when is now a good time to get your body back into the position so that you can enjoy those activities? So you're not returning the rebounder and sending them an email saying, this is the dumbest piece of equipment. I'll never buy another one of these again. Right?
Well, I know I can't do that. Like I said, I started this out by saying, you know what? It must have been that I was doing it at the same time as my deep cleanse. Right. And during my deep cleanse, I also discontinued my supplementation. So all of my antioxidant supplements and all of those supportive supplements, right, I clear those out as I'm doing the detox. So you are reminding me of something that I always tell my students, which is take it easy, keep it simple. Sometimes less is more. You know, when we try to layer all of these different therapeutics and strategies all at one time, and the body's like, what the is going on here? Right. And then we want to vilify the program. It's like, no, it wasn't the program. It's because you were trying to do everything at the same time. And so, you know, slow your roll, everybody, slow your roll. And I love the second message that you're giving us, which is to take that moment to have that self-awareness and to appreciate the messages that our bodies are giving us, and not say, oh, you crappy body, and beat, you know, we live in a society where we vilify every single message that our body is giving us. And our bodies are just trying to save us from ourselves, you know, but we want to make them into the boogeyman. And now what you are reminding us is, you know what, take a breath and take that awareness. And in this case, take a picture so that you can just look at it without any judgment, just to be like a detective and like, oh, that's interesting. I never realized that. I never saw that, you know? So I'm going to do that, Stan, especially now that it's getting warmer. I can go into that venture of, you know, just putting on my workout suit that my daughter gave me and just taking a picture to see what that alignment is. So I'm encouraging all of you to do the same and to message us and tell us what you observe about your self-portrait. Awesome.
Exactly.
Well, Dan, I love talking with you. And you brought up an idea. I was wondering, maybe next week we can talk about shoes, because, you know, I've been hearing a lot about different shoes that we should be wearing. And I've heard that we should wear shoes that are like flexible, that you should be able to bend from heel to toe, that don't have a lot of padding, that look more like you're barefoot. There even is this trend, believe it or not, you guys, of having barefoot shoes where people have like no soles and it's just like the leather on the top, so that, you know, you can get into places like Costco and everywhere that says, oh, you can't come in here barefoot. So to me, it sounds crazy, but to you may sound like something that we should really start considering. So I was wondering if maybe we could talk about that next month.
That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Stan, thank you for joining with us today and giving us this phenomenal body hack of taking it easy, layering things, not trying to do too many things at one time, and body self-awareness. Love it. Until
Fantastic.
next time, ladies and gents, peace and blessings.